Good evening, sir.
Mrs. Kelly, how are you doing? You're looking,
Good.
you are looking
I'm
well.
curly tonight.
You know,
Ta-da!
I, I always love the fact that when you get to work with somebody so beautiful and amazing, both on the outside and the inside,
Oh,
but you get to see the bubbly, the fun side. And that's kind of what's very cool about us people say is that, you get a little bit of Keith, this 6'5", I don't know, bucket headed guy from Texas. And then you get sweet Kelly. So you got this really cool atmosphere for fun stuff. And
I'm small but mighty, you know.
what's that?
I'm small but mighty. Don't
You
let the
are very
size
small but mighty. You'd
don't
be
let the size
amazed.
fool you, buddy.
You are right at the perfect attack level, which I will tell you.
Oh.
Yeah, I will tell you. The knees are the pillars to a man's upright position. So when you get to the knees, you can take somebody down.
That's
It's
right. That's
never a problem.
okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was, we're always so happy to see so many beautiful people
Hi,
that
Robin. Oh,
oh,
thank
Robin,
you.
I bet I'm getting to be to where I talk to Robin every couple of days or so, and
Oh,
she's a sweetheart. She's so fun just to follow. Yes, with all the um so many things, even in her world, and she got a baby Leo now. I think that she's trying to come up with a name, another
so
beautiful
cute.
animal. So
Hmm.
so good stuff there. But we've been talking a little bit about what's going on in the world right now, and
Yep.
I will just tell you that if there's ever been a time to say, even myself, and I'm certainly guilty of it, to start saying we need a little bit more love and light than we do, darkness in the night. Um, and it's just because there's enough bad times. I mean, look at what's going on. People are
Right.
struggling now with this fuel that is like overnight pow. And then
Hmm.
you go to the grocery store after you barely fill up your tank, and you get there and you take another whack, and then by the time you get home, you're thinking, well, geez, do I have enough money to pay these other bills?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I feel right along with everybody else, and you think, how could it get much worse? Well, that's what we fear is the unknown.
Hmm.
What
Yeah.
us as paranormal investigators, we always are going around that next corner, that next
Mhm.
hallway, and what's there, and at least there we got equipment to detect it.
I
Here
was gonna say you have to
we
figure
got
out if you
no,
like run screaming or if you're the first one around the
no.
corner.
This is the
Yeah.
world we live in. We can't
Right.
now everything that so many wish for, and we're
Hmm.
like, gee whiz, I want this and I want that, and
Yeah.
well, it's here, and then you go, well, yeah.
It's here.
Are
Right.
you excited for that change you got? Because
Yeah.
you wanted it. Now I got it, and
Hmm.
it's not so fun. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we all is the ones who love this this earth and love things and want the best and good stuff. We got to stick together and know that hey, we're out there for each other. And when someone
Mhm.
else is down, give a little love, give a little hug, and say, hey, I got your six. I'm there for you. And if
Mhm.
anything, that's what we really do try on this show to do is to say, yeah, it's a little bit about the tech. Yeah, it's a little about talking a little bit in our paranormal. But a lot of the talk also goes along with the people that are in the paranormal
Mhm.
and then
Well, we're
life.
gonna have fun tonight.
But here's the thing. Oh, oh, my
I'm
friend,
already excited. We
my
were
friend.
talking we were talking in the green room and I'm already excited to carry on the conversation. So we're gonna have a
So,
good time tonight.
so that's the thing is that when you come here now, it's Monday evening, right? And we like we say we make fun Mondays fun again. And our guest, folks, I've had some amazing times in my paranormal career with this guy and his and beautiful wife and so talented. And I will tell you, we're kind of two old salts, not much gets past us because we're like, nah, our BS meter is on high alert a lot. And we're like, no, I'm not believing that. But that's what you get when you got experience. So many people say they do love George. George has had
Mhm.
let's look at his career. He's got to investigate with Zach. He's been on actually several shows. and is known for being that kind, loving guy to put the love out there, to put the light, and with his beautiful wife. And I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and I hope I don't get his last name wrong when I say it, the one and the only Mr. George Schopplein.
Now you can fix it, George. You can fix
That was actually bravo. Now that the motor started and I started watching you guys, I was watching you guys backstage. Okay, I'm a little upset about one thing and one thing only. Let's just get this motor going. Sorry about my energy, but god dang it, who ate all the sprinkled donuts you guys had locked up in the green room? I'm sitting back there.
It was him.
Somebody said, I told you guys, if I'm going to travel all this way, you're going to put me in this Reiki room, I better have some sprinkled donuts. What the hell is going on, man? No. So I look at, go ahead.
I had one job. One job.
One job. Sprinkle donuts.
There's you ever seen the part in the Men in Black? They go in and they get the coffee and stir, and the little gremlins are over there.
Yes.
Well, we do have some gremlins loose over there, and I'm gonna have to get on to them later. But we'll have cherry filled donuts next.
You know, that was just finally ridiculous. But no, I'm just gonna go back a few minutes with what Keith was saying to you. First, a few things I want to say out loud is always thank you for giving me a little bit of a platform tonight. I hope that I could touch someone's life tonight, that maybe they don't know who this little 5'5" guy is, and maybe I can help you get through a day that maybe you've been struggling with. I'm all about loving everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. I love you. And this world right now is a mess. And right now, the biggest thing we need to do right now is, and I don't want to say much, but is we need to show love to each other now, not wait till tomorrow, but now. So here goes my love to you two right now. Kelly, Keith is absolutely right. You are a beautiful, my God, beautiful. You're one of three of Charlie's Angels. I know that for a fact. Keith Bailey, I met him for the very first time. I know of Keith Bailey, and I didn't realize he is a big, gorgeous man. He is 6'5". I got to meet him at Cloudcroft, New Mexico about 3 years ago, I'd say, at an event that was okay. And I got to meet this guy, and I'll tell you what, I'm blunt. Yeah. I'm blunt. That man is a huge, good looking man. That's all I got to say. You know, he's just so much energy. And you know what? I have to say, you know, you look at him and you see 6'5", and you think, oh, he's probably a jerk. He's probably a jerk. He's not. Keith Bailey has so much love, and I gave him a hug, but I was sucking on his belly button. I was in there, and I came out all, hey, where are you at? You know, because I'm so short. You know, I'm 5'5". Yeah. I was picking lint. No, I was kidding. No, but hey, guys, honestly, this is right now, this energy. I worked all day. I'm exhausted, but at the same time, when this show started, and because of this is what it's about, positive people, all of a sudden it just starts working. It all starts, all the sadness, all the tiredness is gone. It's gone. I'm not tired. I'm excited to be here. You know, I really am. So I know I joke a lot, but you know what? That's part of me, how I do paranormal investigating. There's a time to turn the switch on, because there's a time that we need to activate and go investigate. And there's a time to turn the switch off and just have fun and have a good time and love one another. There you go. Absolutely. Show's up, everybody. Take care of yourself.
We are so happy that you can come on tonight, and we miss Cara. She's at work, he said. We got you tonight. We're going to make the most of our time, because
let's do it. Let's do it.
And her energy so much. Yeah. And I know Keith's gotten to investigate with you, but I have not had that pleasure yet. So I look very forward to that. But could you tell everybody a little bit how you and your wife got into the paranormal? What kind of started this journey for you?
I love to, and I just got chills. And as paranormal investigators, I did. It's really funny. As paranormal investigators, before I started paranormal investigating, I never really thought about getting chills all the time. But the power of people, the power of you and Keith, I'm getting chills, and I love it. How we got into it together, on a very serious note, how we got into it, how I started off right. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. I had cancer 20 years ago, And it's all started there where I had, after I had cancer and they took care of what I needed to take care of. I went through a radiation for about 32 visits or so. And then after the radiation, they told me I may have stuff happen to me later on, but they really never told me. I ended up having a few grand mal seizures. And during those grand mal seizures, after the grand mal seizures, I should say, I have no validation. I'm sorry. So it doesn't exist? Well, it does, because I'll always tell the story exactly the same way. As Judge Judy said, I don't need to think about what I'm going to say and remember what I had to say on other interviews that say, because my story will always be the same. Is I do believe that the grand mal seizures and the radiation played a part in it. Opened something up in my head where I see things, not all the time, see things, smell things. I feel things that most people will not see. And what I mean by that is I do believe it opened up a door during the grand mal seizures. I really do. It opens something up. If we use 14% of our brain, I'm not saying I use 20%. No, I'm saying that I maybe it opened something up, and maybe scar tissue that happened during that situation might have did something that maybe most normal people don't have. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't think I have abilities, because I will not play that card on anybody. I'll just be like Mr. Bailey. I do believe that I'm more sensitive than a lot of people. And I'd rather say it like that, because I think abilities that, equal, and I'll answer your question in a second, how we got into it, I guess. And I do apologize. I do believe that we're all born with that gut feeling. So I think we all carry abilities, on a daily. That gut feeling, like, Kelly, you met a guy or whatever, and it didn't work out, and you're like, oh, I should have listened to my gut. That's an ability that we all, I should have listened to my gut. I shouldn't have stole that candy bar out of the grocery store. I knew I was going to get caught. Dang it. But we don't listen. We ignore that. Because we don't realize we really do carry an ability. So the ability that I have now it is a light switch. I hate to say it. It all depends on the people that I surround myself with. And we just discussed this. I could be around negative people all day long. And I couldn't win a blackjack game against a 5-year-old, but if I surround myself with a Mr. Bailey or a Kelly or the people I do surround myself with, I do believe everything starts with positivity. And I do believe it absolutely helps you in life, but not just in the paranormal. That's how I got into to do paranormal investigations. Is I used to see things all the time. I wish I had validation other than what I'm telling you. I saw things all the time, but I couldn't tell anybody, because I came from a Catholic family. My mom and dad wouldn't understand. My sister thinks I'm nuts today. But my wife, Cara, after 30 years of marriage, one day I had to go to her and I said, look, I have to talk to you. There's something wrong with me. And, but that's something that you just don't are able. There's some people that love attention. Don't get me wrong. There's, oh my God, I see things every day. And no, you don't. No, you don't. But no, you don't. And these people are the same people. These are the same people that they actually put on a black shirt and they think, oh God, I'm automatically a paranormal investigator. No, man, it starts with your heart. I can wear a yellow shirt and I'm still going to be the same paranormal investigator I am in a black shirt. It all starts with your heart. It all starts right here. And if God knows that you're being one of his helpers, and he says, look, you know what? I know that Mr. Bailey and Kelly and George are really doing it for the right reason. They're actually trying to figure things out for the people that don't understand. That's just my opinion. But Cara Schopplein, my wife that's at work today, late till 6 o'clock, I guess, but she has grown so much, and I mean that in a respectable way. She is now a Reiki master, and she has been a Reiki master for over a year. And she's, I could prop her seriously. She is absolutely amazing at what she does. But there's been many times where I want to walk away from this field because it's filled with ugly sometimes, and I can't be ugly. I can't be ugly, and I won't. I just can't be ugly. But my thing is just, as I did something the other day, and you have to tell me to shut up because I will keep talking the whole entire 50 minutes.
I love it. I love it. Carry on.
I did something the other day, and it was so simple. It was, sometimes I amaze myself, and it's not about this. It's God's way of seriously. I believe I believe in the higher power. Okay, that's why I'm here. I've been through cancer twice. Should I be here? Sure, I should be here. I have every right to be here because I'm not a bad person, or either way, bad or good. I feel I still have a long way to go on my journey. But the other day, I saw a penny, and I put this on my Facebook. And please understand where I'm going with this. Is this field, this world, this everything is we're losing hope. We're a mess right now. We are a total mess. People are losing money. Mr. Bailey said gas, food, everything's on the up. And there's people today that are losing hope. I assure you, people are losing hope, and they're losing hope and ready to give up. There's people that talk about doing something bad to themselves or whatever it may be. So I will not lie. I will tell you exactly what happened the other day, and then I will shut up for just a moment. Is the most simplest thing that we do in the life is I'm old school like Mr. Bailey. I drink out of a garden hose today, always. I always drink out of a garden hose. I love garden hose water. So I do believe that is God's way of giving me pure water. Pure water makes me a pure person. So here we go. See a penny, pick it up all day long. I'll have good luck. It's so simple. See a penny, pick it up all day long. I'll have good luck. So this world right now is being told every day somebody's being told something negative about their life. Cancer, giving up on life, lose a job, something going on. I'll tell you what, I could cry, but I won't. The day that I was told I had cancer, I kept a nickel. I think it was a nickel. I found a nickel on the ground, and I let that be that piece that I was like, that's my good luck charm. So I did the other days. I found a penny on the ground. I said, look, I saw a penny, and I said, no, I don't need that penny. I don't need it. But it made me think. So what I did is I took 50 pennies, and this is the honest God truth. I took 50 penny, rolled 50 pennies I got at the bank, and I threw them out. I just threw out 50 pennies. And that's my way of giving 50 people I do not know or may know that may pick up a penny. And someone's going to see that penny on the ground, and it might be that person that just lost hope. And the whole world just came down. I got chills. They were just told they have cancer. And they're, oh my God, I got cancer. I'm losing hope. But that penny may give them just that little bit of hope and say, you know what? This is my lucky penny. I'm not letting go of this penny. See a penny, pick it up all day long. I'll have good luck. And it's, having hope and having faith will get you through the day. And it may just get you through that brick wall, saying, you know what? I'm going to die. No, you're not. Because once we all try I talk a lot, man. Once we fall in that trap of giving up,
right,
you're gonna give up. And part of it is basically the biggest ingredient of being happy is that you got to have hope, and you got to love each other, and you have to love yourself first thing. Every morning I get up in the mirror, and I get up and I look in the mirror, and before you can love another, you got to love yourself. So when I get up, I say, man, you know what? You're doing a really good job. I'm really proud of you. Let's go to work today. Let's have a really good day. Not just a good day. Let's have a great day. And that's where it all starts. Because if you can love yourself, I assure you, you can love another. And I assure you, you're going to hug Mr. Bailey. And I assure you, you're going to fall into his belly button like I did 3 years ago.
Well,
that's beautiful, George. Like I have to stand on a chair to hug him. So
I'm 5'5".
Yeah. I'm less than that. So yeah.
We actually have a friend, a mutual friend, that how we even met, and she's about her height, I would say.
Yeah.
And and then there was just such a special bond how that went and how it even is today. But so many of the things you just touched on, and I sit here and I reflect and think, if every person not only took that and took the penny, but had the thoughts of saying, I could be a lot worse off. Think of the people who did get that news, and you're this person that's going, oh, gee whiz, I don't get to go and be on this team with this paranormal and nobody's gonna like me, and then I don't get to be at the Paracon, and everybody runs up to me and even as much as we see all that, and so many people flock to those Paracons year after year after year, and God knows you've been to God knows how many. I know Kelly goes. I've been, but I always notice this one theme, and that's you see a lot of people there, but you see a lot of people that are there for them. They're not out there saying, "Hi, I'm my name's Orca, and I do home investigations, and I've had 20 cases where I got people help, and they don't feel like they're gonna die in their home." No,
Right.
you see people that were on a show with maybe one, maybe two seasons. Then you see some others that's got a couple seasons. And then you see some others that's got numerous seasons. But every one of them, what's the whole bottom line with that? It's them and what they've done rather than saying, "Hi, I'm Orca, and I've helped a lot of people in this field on home cases." The banner I had made ended up being something just by virtue of when people used to look for me in investigations. So Mike, the police chief on one of the TV shows that I ended up helping on a case, he was looking for me one time, and so I said, "Geez, I guess I'm going to have to get a banner." But the one theme about that is when he found that is this: I was there, and I ended up going on my own time, my own dime, my own everything that me and John did, and went to help this person in another city and another place to bring love and light to one of the most amazing paranormal investigation residential cases I have ever had in my entire life of doing these. And even to this day, what happened in that house was like, whoa.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at Kevin. I'm not laughing at your story. I'm laughing at Kevin's comment. I can't keep it together when Kevin's in our chat. I'm sorry.
I had to come up. I had to come up with a neutral name, Orca, because you can't say a Bob and somebody says you're making fun of me, or a Steve or a Dan.
Absolutely.
These days, somebody will be unfriending you and saying that I'm the evil person in the world. But
I think what you're kind of relating to it is something that you and I reference all the time, and that is your intention. Your
exactly.
What's your intention? People, your intention for going places, like Georgia was saying, the intention of infusing that hope or that positivity with a client, with a case, helping them understand, helping to explain to them what's going on, helping them to find answers and give them reassurance, and all that should be some of the core values and ethics of why anyone who's taking this seriously is doing what they're doing. That's my opinion.
Well,
what they should be, that should be part of that core base, I would think. And I think that has to do with events and private cases and all this.
You would hope so, but what you see at them is you see, I went to a 200-year-old building that's been investigated 179,000 times. And got some evidence, and it's our next season. Here, log on to this to pay to see us.
Yeah.
Well, not to be mean and not to be that, but I'm very clear in the fact I don't pay to go out there to be part of some site somewhere to watch something when we go do it for what we do to help people, not to go and watch you walk around a building somewhere and me pay you to do that. I don't know about you or Kelly or George, but I think all three of us actually work for a living, like a job, like we go and, so we're not doing that. And I'm not going out giving money to somebody else to go, I get to have a paranormal life, and you get to help support me while I just sit around and have the good life. I'm thinking, no.
Well, and this kind of your comment, Keith, makes me want to ask George, what has been maybe some of the most profound experiences you've had in the cases or locations that you've been at? I know you've been at some more based in California, in the West Coast that, that I haven't gotten to, but some of the experiences that you've had that really struck a chord in you.
Okay, so, I hate to bring this up because I don't like the me light, so please don't take this wrong. but it has to be the location. I mean that. And like what he said, there's, I will answer your question. I know I'm so sorry, but that's the trouble with the field right now, if I may, before I answer your question, is
Sure.
the older ones like myself. I'm 50 years old. Keith's 27 and you're 19. But it's my right. My thing is this: is I get the biggest smile, if not a tear in my eye, when I do a residential, and I look back at the folks behind me, and they're crying of happiness. They're like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much," and that's my payday. And when I mean payday, that makes me feel good inside, thinking, "Oh my God, I did what God wanted me to do. I helped out a family," and that's where I look at it. That being said, when I see people doing these residentials and stuff, and it's the me, 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 look what I did, and they want this, they want that, now they want a TV show, well, I hate to say it, those are the people that shouldn't be in the paranormal field. They should go sit in front of Universal Studios and ask for some type of, I don't know, a movie, I guess. But to answer your question, now that I'm gonna look like a total ass, is probably
Not at
the
all.
episode.
I asked
No,
you, to be honest.
okay,
So
okay. It's the okay. Believe it or not, I've been, I call it branded. I've been branded by a certain location. Branding to me is worse than the scratch. It was the episode from Ghost Adventures. It was the Kennedy Mines, and it was something that again, people believe or they don't believe. I still have a scar to this day on my back, and I do believe I've been branded because a validation. Here's my validation. I wouldn't lie to you. Okay. My reputation's what I believe in. Once you lose reputation or you lose that chance, thank you very much. Once you lie, it's over. You might as well find something else better to do. But to your question is this Kennedy Mines episode. The person I was working with, we're doing a documentary. I was scratched, but / I was branded. I was talking to Zach about that, and he understood. And yes, Zach is a great guy, but it's all business to Zach. For me, it's more so what my calling may be to help people. But to this day, I know it's going to sound really stupid, but I've also put it. I do get flashes of minors every so often. Now, not every day. God no, that'd be lying. I'm not. That's ridiculous. But every so often, I could be doing whatever I want to be doing. I could be driving my car and it's very quiet. If I'm meditating, I'll get flashes of a minor or two minors, and the only thing I can think of that is I always feel that, oh, what if that was what happened to me at Kennedy Mines, and these minors in my head, and I feel like the branding is not a scratch. I've been marked, and I feel like I've been marked, and I do believe that is probably my biggest thing because I live with it to this day, and it's something that is very scary at times, but it hasn't happened. And I'm not going to be one of those people. This happens to me every day. No, it all depends. It all depends. Maybe the stars have to be lined up right. I don't know, but every so often, I will get every few months. I will see a picture. I will feel this slideshow, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? And it's like I black out, and it's that's my biggest scare. I mean, I do a lot of, I'm covered from head to toe with tattoos and stuff like that, and such, and not that really matters. But even guys with tattoos are taken the wrong way. That they're not very they don't cry. They're this or that. I'm the most sensitive guy. I will cry, not because I know how to cry. It's because I really care. I really hate seeing people upset. I hate seeing people hurt. I hate seeing people suffering. So my thing is to answer your question, which I did, is the location at Kennedy Mines, and I've been scratched. Kennedy Mines is in Jackson, California. You can find out more about it on look up Ghost Adventures and just punch in Kennedy Mines episode, I guess. I don't know, but it's played over 57 times. It's like every so often it's on, and I'm thinking, what? And I get these texts, hey, dude, you're on TV again.
I know. I take a picture. And
I'm like, what are you talking? Look at Mr.
Right now.
Look, Keith Bailey's been on TV more than the Little Rascals. I mean, it's like, it's like, come on. But don't get me wrong. It was a great time in my life, but it was about 2.5 years ago, and it happened. It's over in the past, and now I investigate. I think I'm a decent paranormal investigator, and that's all I can say. I'm not great. I'm not good. I'm decent because I still scream. I still cry. I almost tinkle my pants if I have to. I mean, it's. I'm sorry to be rude, but I'm not going to go around saying I'm this little badass that, oh yeah, I got to work with Ghost Adventures and that makes me the number one. I'm the best. No, I paranormal investigate the best way I know how, and every investigation is different. Mr. Bailey can go to one location. Kelly, you can go to the same location. We're all going to get different evidence, I think, because we all bring something different to the table, and that goes for everybody. Each time you go to an investigation, So, we're going to a place this weekend. We're going to be at the Nevada State Prison.
There you go. Robin just asked that.
Yeah. Good deal. We're taking. I shouldn't say we're taking. Karen and I put together this. Not an event. We put it out there. Anybody want to join us? Let's go. This is how much the tickets are. You show. You show. You don't. You don't. 20 people, man. We got 20 people going out there this Saturday, and it's going to be a great time. And it's all about energy. Now, I do believe when it comes to this Nevada State Prison, it's not always about, oh my God, that's going to be scary, or this going to be this. You have to remember that even prisons, people were set up, or people were in jail that they really didn't do it. So there's a lot of people that died in prisons that never committed anything. They were set up. So you may get a crying, you may get anything in a prison. So it's not always about, man, that's that must be a bunch of negative people, a bunch of evil. No, man, it's not about always evil. It all depends. I wouldn't last a day in prison. I've never been in trouble. But I'm a little guy. I'd be the guy crying in the corner. I'm like, eerie spirits. That's me crying in the corner, man, because I don't want to come out. So, but no.
Now, have you done that prison before, then, George? Have you been there before?
Yeah. So Karen and I, we got this invitation to help out. I don't like the word docent because it's just a title.
Sure.
But don't get me wrong. I'm not big on titles. But we've been asked to. You can't get away from it. To help out docent, I help out so Karen and I, we've been out there now. This will probably be our 4th or 5th time. Now they shut down during the winter because it snows in Carson City, Nevada. So So we've been doing it, but we have this place is just, it's on my Facebook, if that matters. There's pictures and stuff, but I was my jaw dropped when we walked out to the yard through this big giant door. I was not into the investigation. I was like, oh my God, this place is beautiful because it's just big giant thing. It's a cozy yard,
Yeah.
So we have that coming up this weekend, which is going to be we have some great people, man. And you know what? And I feel like, it's just going to be just filled with, I do believe when it comes to paranormal investigating, we're like a fine-tuned engine. It takes all 6 spark plugs to run an engine perfectly. You have one bad person, the engine's going to fall off, and you're going to have a crappy investigation. Yeah. Everybody that's going, I do. Don't get me wrong, I don't do background checks, but I do background checks. And everybody, I do. I'm like, okay, this guy's okay. This guy,
yeah,
exactly. Everybody going is absolutely filled with positivity, and that's my biggest thing. I love George. Positivity. Yeah. What do you want, Chief?
Hey, so I was going to tell you a couple of things real quick, and then I'm gonna ask you the question from Kevin Hart. One of the things you mentioned real quick is about, I wish I really had a way to prove things. Listen, I will tell you this much: when you get somebody that is believable and you just know they got a good heart, and they're like, look, it's Kevin Hart. Speaking of, well knows there are people that are in this field that have claimed to have every single entire event happen to them other than alien abduction. Seriously, everything. Imagine everything there is in the field for a minute, from A to Z.
Yeah.
And if you start at A, you go alien abduction. That's the only, and I say the only thing people have said. Some more or less than some have said that has happened to them. And yet these are the ones that are going, oh, look, oh, me,
I know.
Oh, please have that. And then you look at that and you think, doesn't that strike you as odd? Doesn't that strike you at all? So So think on that, because listen, when you
Oh,
mentioned
I
that,
don't
I'm
need to
like,
think
no,
about it. I can tell you right away.
that's not bad, because it's okay, because you're a believable guy. Whereas
Right.
others, it's pretty obvious that everything you see, or
Yeah.
actually probably never saw, you question. Anyway, next to this
Yeah.
beautiful person. So here's what Kevin Hart's going to throw at you. He's got, what are other paranormal phenomenon are you interested in besides ghost hunting? What do you think, George?
Ready? Aliens. I'm in
Yes.
UFOs. UFOs. Hugely. You know why? Because it's the unknown again. And I know they exist, just like I know paranormal exists. I know for a fact that we are not the only people in this we're not the only planet with life, okay? So when it's aliens and UFOs. Am I afraid of it? I'm afraid of everything, man. I mean, I'm just a normal human being. I'm afraid of the unknown. I'm afraid of dying. I'm afraid of the unknown because I the unknown. So to answer your question, Mr. Bailey, my next step, if I can mix them together, like the pasta it would taste really good if I just add a little bit of alien juice. I want to
Yeah.
chase. I want to go
Alien
after
juice.
alien juice.
Well, see, that's interesting,
You
because
just invented a new pre-workout drink. Alien.
ladies and gentlemen, this
Take that,
alien
George.
juice is guaranteed to have
That's
you
right.
and your family seeing aliens.
You can
But
keep
you see,
that
that's
idea.
such a good question. Is it
Yeah.
that possibly that comes through a portal, right? This doorway from the other side.
Yeah.
Is that what comes through? I mean, aliens, possibilities, Bigfoot, they're
Ooh,
saying
Andy,
now.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
And I mean, so, it's not just a doorway to the little ghost street, USA.
Yep. What if
So,
I think Andy just said this, and I can't quite read this. These are new glasses, but what if the paranormal ghosts are actually aliens? I mean, the problem is we really don't have all the answers. We are everything we say is an opinion. So, and that's where people get so pissed off. Excuse me if I can say that on Facebook. God forbid if someone says, George, what do you think about this? What do you see? I see a rock. I don't see anything. I don't know what the hell you're seeing. But then all of a sudden, I'm the jerk because I didn't tell them what they wanted to hear. Oh yeah, I see Scooby Doo. Is that what you see? Because all I see is nothing. Or I see Orca. I mean, it's just the way it is. So
Leave it to Kevin.
Kevin's going to go with that. But when you're in a unique position to sit here and you start mentioning name, you got to think, I got to be careful. I can't say Bob, and I see, because then you're going to offend a Bob out there. Or
But I think that open-mindedness.
So
I think that open-mindedness is what kind of fuels the desire to keep going and the desire to want to create these things that are legitimate out of what we all take seriously that we do. I mean, we want to find those things that are consistent, and we want to find those things that could be defined by research or science or that sort of thing. And I think that's just like a big motivator, all this unknown.
But do you remember, Kelly? And I know Mr. Bailey. I call Mr. Bailey like I'm sitting in the audience, and Mr. Bailey's like on the stage, and it's the respect that I have for him. So, but I'm just gonna.
That's my students that call me that. And even with Kelly, Mrs. Kelly, and yeah. That's my
but do you remember the day when we all started? And I know everybody's like this. I used to have my first orb. I found it, my very first orb, and now I'm a paranormal investigator. I was like, oh my God. And it was probably dust, it was probably a bug. But I remember when I first got into this, and we would take pictures with our phone, and I said, Cara, look, our house is haunted. Look at all these orbs. And of course, now I'd probably tell Cara, you need to dust better. Man, you need to get it made because these are definitely not orbs, man. These are dust bunnies. But we've all been there. And you know what? That's the whole thing. I love when people, what I'm trying to get at is this. We're all equal. We all have a good time with it. Have fun with it. But, I do believe if people would just, be a little, have some fun. Just have fun and not take it so seriously, unless if you're doing a residential. If you're doing a residential, now you have a family in your hands. You better seriously take it seriously. But if you're going to an investigation like I'm going out this weekend, oh man, come on, man. Let's have some fun, because the next generation needs to understand it's not all about just being all serious and such. And but aliens is my next thing. I can't wait. And then I'll probably go fishing for orcas, and then whatever.
Yeah.
But who knows? But
It's already some found, apparently.
Exist.
Alien juice, but and next thing you're gonna see alien juice on the local market, and it's gonna be this picture.
Exactly, and then I'll say, George, you did it. Kevin, George, I didn't know if you knew this. Kevin's been on TV as well.
Okay,
he did it. He did an episode some time ago.
Uh-huh.
But he's a salty old dog who probably has orca swim in his bathtub as well. But I will tell you, I don't know about the alien juice. You might want to leave him to that. He probably has a little alien juice around the house. But
go on.
That being said, this show is going to hell. But I will tell you that Kevin, when it comes down to it, is an equipment guy who goes in there and really wants to try to find other things that are like, where could that be? And that leads us to somebody amazing, one of our Love and Light listeners. And that is Tracy Antoinette Smith, who we all love on the show. What is the quote from Contact? How sad how sad would it be if we were the only ones in this big universe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very sad. It would be, again, and I shouldn't say like I'm finger pointing like them. We're not alone. And you know what? As far as we all know, they used to. Okay, this is gonna sound really stupid. Now I'm gonna lose credibility. As far as I think, maybe not. I don't know. They already lived on this planet, and they already saw this planet was shit. I'm just being honest with you. This planet was, and they said, you know what? We're out of here. So they took off and they went to another planet, and they said, you guys can have this piece of shit. And that's it. I mean, as far as and now they're coming back about 1,000 years later or whatever it may be, and they're saying, hey, wait, this planet looks really good right now.
Still screwed up.
It's really screwed up. But
you notice what they're not doing, George? They are not making the statement, take me to your leader. They see who the leader is, and they're like, nope. Take me to your second leader. Oh, that's worse than the first leader.
That's where we're so screwed, man. I won't get into polys, but I'll tell you what, we are in deep water, man.
You see the light on the horizon?
Oh, but you said something earlier about paranormal investigators, and maybe I took it wrong. I don't even know if I took it the right way. Validation. Without validation, then it doesn't exist. And that's what I mean.
But see, how many, that's a good point. And so with all seriousness with that, there's a lot of people that are out there with these, and I'm going to offend somebody. So you might want to sit down for this one. And if you're someone who cries easy, like in a way of your feelings hurt, well, you probably
I'll wait in the back.
Then here's this. If you're somebody who wants to take a couple sticks in your hand and go, wee, look at this. Oh, it's amazing. Oh my God, look, it's on the wall. It's coming. Oh, I'm being attacked. And then the next thing you know, hey, that'd probably make a good TV show. And then another show and another. And you just, or you're someone else that says all the time that you're seeing and seeing and seeing and seeing all these.
I think
I see an alien and monsters and this. I'm like, how could one person, just one, out of millions of other people, and nobody's seen it, but just one person? Now, do you go and say, okay, that person's the one seeing it? Or do you go with the millions and millions of other people?
But, buddy, hold the phone.
Go, Kelly. Go, Kelly. Go, Kelly. Go, Kelly.
Right now, like as a collective, like we were talking about in the green room where we ran out of donuts, like the moment of all of us like experiencing all these things in consciousness right now, you can have a big mass opening, a mass blossoming of people. So like, when I talk to clients who are experiencing new things for the first time, or they're experiencing all kinds of things at one time, normally that happens at not only their own time of enlightenment, which happens about every 7 years according to our body, but also like they can be impacted by the consciousness of the world and what's going on. So it's not uncommon to feel like you are experiencing all these things that you never had experienced before.
Right.
But with that said, it also leaves you very receptive, especially if you're not sure what to do with those things or how to handle that or what they really mean. Because like you were saying, as far as seeing dust and thinking, oh my gosh, I have an orb, for those of us who started having different experiences with our sensitivity, we're saying, oh, well, for the last 2 days, I've been hearing this word, but I don't know what this word means. So, it must mean that. And then we have an experience and we think, okay, Nope, doesn't mean that. Now it means this. And so that's then creating those personal meanings to what's happening to you. So by all means, I understand what you're saying there, Mr. Bailey, but I also think that it's not uncommon for people who are sensitive to have those sorts of experiences. It's just, don't take them for face value. Just like you wouldn't take paranormal evidence for face value, you know, look into it, research it, talk to someone who's experienced or knows or educated about it, but don't take it for face value because it's not always what it seems. Just like
I think the credibility lies within, right? When you get when you get credible people that, like yourself, if I'm by you and we're somewhere investigating and you tell me that you see this spaceship just landed and there's these creatures coming out of it, I'm going to go over there and say, wow, gee whiz, I'm documenting that. That's the case. But it's sad because in this world, we've been speaking about prisons, right? And Wes will appreciate this. If you go to a prison and you ask everybody in there, who's guilty in this prison? Not one person is going to say, oh, I am. Every person in that prison is going to say, I didn't do it. Exactly. I didn't do it. I was wrongly accused. It's not me. I didn't do it. What happens is in the paranormal world is people talk themselves up enough. They create their own little, this surroundings of, this, and then it builds and it builds. And finally they're like, I am seeing it. I do believe in monsters. I do believe in monsters. I do believe in monsters. And everybody else has got their equipment and their meters and everything that was made under the earth. And they're like, I'm not seeing it. Because as George knows, as a doc, you know, when you're an investigator with equipment, you're trying to document that, like temperature changes and pictures or something.
Data is huge. Data is huge.
Zero. You start to kind of think these individuals have said this for to the point of where, do you believe or do you start to think, I think the truth lies somewhere else? And so I think that's when we have to kind of, when we look at the paranormal and those that tend to wave that flag so much to the point to where you're like, I'd really like to buy into this, but it's unfortunate because there's just never been that credible event to show I had this experience and here's my picture. Here's my EVP. Here's something. So, but again, it goes with, when you got a George Schopplein who's got credibility, you know it. You got a Wes Coleman, you got credibility. You got Kelly, credibility. Kevin Hart, Orca's best friend's cousin. Kevin, I'm kind of on the fence of that. This guy, I don't know. He buys everything in threes. He buys everything in threes. But
I want to know too, like, aside from this coming weekend where you're at the prison, George, what do you have coming up, like event-wise? Do you have things
that's a great question. And gee, your hair smells terrific, I bet, because you have beautiful flowing hair. That's a commercial. Gee, your hair smells terrific.
The mermaid in me, yeah.
So it's like, I wrote it down because I'll mess it up. Okay, so on April 23rd, so this weekend we got the Nevada State Prison, which is I'm looking forward to. Great. And then go April 23rd, we head over to Mineral, Texas. We're going to be April 23rd from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning. We'll be at the Old Fort Waiters Military Base. It's an event. The tickets are $50 if you get them online, or $60 at the door. Now, what's great about this event, it's not about so much the investigation. Yes, we're going to investigate, but Phoenix Jansen and Phoenix Jansen and a few of the ladies have put this together. It's about what is missing, and that's basically para-unity. Now, some people don't believe in it. Some people do believe in it. I do believe this world right now is craving for unity. It doesn't have to be paranormal, but we're going to concentrate on paranormal. This event is basically so inexpensive, and I'm going to look at it over so I don't mess it up. It's $50 if you buy them online at texassquaregrounds.com. And if you go there at the door, it's only $60. What I love about this event, why I love it so much, is no one is trying to make enough money for them to go buy a Bentley. They're just doing it to just go and bring people together on a very small chunk of change to just be around Paranormal Unity. And that is what this event is all about. You can find that on my Facebook. You can find it. We have a poster up there. But that right now is our main goal, because I do believe this, and I mean this, and it can only get better, is I do believe this paranormal field is, through my eyes, on crutches. And I want to get this field off crutches. I wanted to go back 5 years ago, and where I didn't see crutches. I saw people really trying to investigate for the right reason and to find answers, to find hope, and maybe, for like myself, to be afraid of dying. I mean, I don't care what any investigator says, I'm not afraid of dying. I am, and that's who I am. So when I got my first EVP, my very first EP, and I know I didn't say it, and I know Cara didn't say it, and I know this person didn't say it, and we actually got an EVP, that gave me the proof all I needed to know that there's something on the other side. There's something there. And we'll never have all the answers, but at the same time, at least it gives somebody that was just told that, and I hate to talk, I know Mr. Bay lost his brother, and I don't mean to always use cancer, but please take this the right way, is the fact is when it comes to cancer, somebody gets a phone call today, and if someone says, I'm afraid of dying, let a paranormal investigator, a good paranormal investigator, help you show you an EVP that it just does not end here. There's something that moves. We're going somewhere else. And if we can give somebody that take away a little bit of their fear, to enjoy the life that they have left on the planet. Does that make any sense at all? And that's what the paranormal investigators, some of them are losing eyesight. I just want to be on TV. I just want to do this. I'll say this about TV. I've done Bad News Bears. I've done Field of Dreams. I've done Ghost Adventures. I've done stuff. As soon as you get on TV, you're not the person you are like you are in real life. Paranormal investigators, if you want to be on TV, guess what? That TV station, Travel Channel, whoever it may be, are going to show you how to investigate. They're going to tell you how to investigate. You're not going to be investigated on your own. I know it sounds really rude, but I'm just saying that, just investigate to get answers for yourself or somebody else. Don't just do it to get on TV, because it's not even worth it. It's not worth it. Sorry.
Absolutely. No, that was wonderful. And everyone needs to really hear that information. I know, like Keith and I have shared kind of some things too before, but some of the things that you even sign to do those sorts of engagements are really giving a lot of your freedom of legitimacy over to something that's not necessarily legitimate. So, it can be used and twisted however.
Exactly. And now my favorite show, Kelly, besides your flowing hair of Gigi, your hair smells perfect stuff, is Destination Fear. I'm a true fan of Destination Fear, and the reason being, I see real emotions. I see real emotions with those four. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I see real emotions, so I really love that show a lot. I think they do a damn good job. Now that's just my opinion. Some people may like Scooby-Doo better, but that's the cartoon. But that's okay. But that's just my opinion. I just feel that this field just needs to have more love in it, and I'm missing all the love, and just, you don't have to like each other. You don't have to. Jordan. You don't have. No, I'm not done. No, I'm just kidding. What?
No, look, there's somebody that's actually reaching out to you right now. So you got our buddy Brian Murray, who, along with some other beautiful people in there, of course. Brian obviously has had his time out in this field and been around with his very cool and cosmic colleague Rochelle.
Yes,
and they have a very cool little thing going with Rochelle.
Yes,
and it's they're with their team of love, and going out there and just trying to tell the story of locations. I've Brian's known me from back in the days when we investigated out in California. And then we went to the lighthouse, and we've had some cool times together. So just another very cool, down-to-earth guy he'll laugh with you. I mean, if time calls for it, he'll shed a tear with you. But he at the end of the day, the bottom line with the guy is he's a genuine guy. He's not this, what you see on TV guy, and then what you go to a location. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. That's going to cost you $100 for an autograph.
Wait, I have something to say. Hold on. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a huge fan of Brian Murray and Rochelle Stratton and the whole group. Honestly, I got to meet Brian and Rochelle in Vegas in December at this convention. And he has. And I'm sure what I want to say about them, and I'm not just saying this. I know Brian hates to be told how great he is. Brian has given me a few words because he knows I struggle sometimes in the paranormal field because I get so wrapped up in emotions. And the few words that I'm going to share to you guys that Brian shared with me, and I carry them on the daily, is just do you. Just do you. And what that means is don't worry about other things you see on Facebook or whatever. Just do you, because it's less stress. You won't be so uptight. You'll just be able to just do you. And so Brian Murray, he gave me those words, and Rochelle, and I'll tell you, they're absolutely right. If you just do you, it's a perfect life. It really is. And I'll tell you, perfect people that I got to meet in Vegas, and they were so down to earth. They were just so nice. I mean, you get someone that's been on TV, they've done 1,000 shows, and you think just maybe they're not so, who knows? But they are absolutely, they are a class act, and I mean that. And that's no bullshit. If I thought someone was a jerk, I would say, you know what? I'm very blunt.
And that is so. See, that is even beyond true. I mean, with these two, we've been, and you never know. I got to meet them first way out in Dallas when they come to like Alien Con back in the day.
Alien Juice.
Yeah, Alien Juice. Back before they even had really started, the whole new adventure there.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, getting to meet them and hang out with them and laugh, and we had some good times. But I'm looking forward. I believe they're going to be at Gettysburg this year, so George,
they're everywhere.
Are you and Cara coming east? I'm just asking.
I'm kind of hoping.
Yes, we are. We are.
Okay, cool. And I think Brian's going to be there. I'm not sure if Rochelle's going to make it out, but it'll be fun to get to see some friends from the past. We haven't got to give those big, huge brother hugs back from way back in the day, but a lot's happened since then. So I will tell you, even though the show's nearing its end, we will say real quick though, George, how do people get a hold of George Schopplein and his beautiful wife, Cara? How do we reach out to you and contact
It's not about my wife. This is me time right now. She is not here. This is not about her. No, I'm just kidding. She would kick
Sorry,
my
Cara, I can't help it.
She will kick my butt. She would know how they get a hold of us. You get a hold of us on Facebook. Really, it's Facebook. We also have our Paranormal Journey. We also have that on. We just try to get out there as much as we can because we always just try to help people. And I know that sounds really like, yeah, right. We just like helping people. We've been through everything. We've been through cancer. We've had $1 in our pocket. We understand life. We understand it. And if we can survive, so can you. And that's what makes us, I don't want to sound like I've a snot, but you know what? It's just the fact that, we've been through it and we understand, and we love to help people. And we're hoping if anybody will listen to this, we would love to get to back east as much as we possibly can. If people are throwing events, man, I'll pay for my own getting there, man. Just give me some sprinkled donuts. I want a platform to talk to people I've never met before. And what I mean by that is somebody out there needs to hear something that maybe that they need to hear from. I sound like a total jerk. No. They need to hear something I need to say, and it may help them. And I don't mean that rude.
That's a good point. No, that is a good point. I feel like there needs to be a little bit of a platform for and I say this, it's hard to give it a name, but maybe the B-listers. I say that for this. And, you got the ones who've been. The reason I say that is this. There's a lot of people, I call it the 95%ers as well, that have not been out there on that huge platform, who have a lot of stories to tell and a lot of talent to bring. So maybe that's something we should talk in the near future, George and Kelly as well. And
I get events.
I know. So ladies and gentlemen, could we please all of us put our love and light together with some clapping and love for our friend George to being on the show.
Yeah, and, thank you so much. And I heard they restocked the donuts. So do you have a minute or two to wait in the green room?
No,
I'm getting them.
I know your show is over. I do apologize, but I do love my sprinkled donuts, man. It's just I know.
I'll make a pit stop before any.
I'm going to get on those aliens back there. They've been getting them as well.
I'll tell you what, Kelly. If you get me sprinkled donuts, I'll get you shampoo. Your hair smells terrific. And then and Keith Bailey, I will get you some sardines because you're orca. I mean, that's it, man.
And Kevin is laughing right now. Kevin is laughing. He laughs pretty easy anyway. This guy Kevin. I don't know if you know him or not. If you know Kevin Hart, but he's a card. He's
awesome
for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much. And if you do you have a minute just so we wrap up?
I do. Let's do it.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
So what a show! What a show with George. He's a fun person just by the fact that I get the fact he talks a lot, and I mean, people have mentioned the fact that I have. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but so for the ones who may have heard the show tonight and went through it, just so you know, Talking Tech Paranormal has always been around the concept that we talk a little bit of tech, a little bit about the paranormal, and yes, there's times I get out there on that little walkway, a little bit of a bridge, a platform, but it's because. And here's where I'm going to go with this. The ones who work so hard in this field to make our field credible, that unfortunately the ones who don't seem to do the thing so credibly, it hurts us. And that's when it comes to be, and then people are like, wow, if you're unkind, if you're not really bringing something for people to see and believe, then what does it do? It hurts the ones who work so hard. Any one of the list of the people in the chat room right now, and then of course George and myself and Kelly, so if just always remember that. Yes.
I got some surprising news for anyone who's in the chat.
Oh,
I didn't even tell you this because we were chatting before the show, but the internet was in and out, so I didn't get to tell you this. But for anyone who wants to come, and this is going to be one of the events that I now inform George about over Sprinkle Donuts afterwards. But
yes,
if you want to come to an upcoming event, March 26th, I'm going to be at St. Albans. I'm going to get to talk first, St. Albans Sanatorium in Radford, Virginia, with Vapor Paranormal's having me there. And there's going to be different vendors and another gentleman speaking, two other gentlemen speaking, and then we're going to do a big investigation throughout the night. So if you are interested, March 26th in Radford, Virginia at St. Albans Sanatorium, joining me, as well as Vapor Paranormal, who I'm so thankful they're having me. If you are interested in that too, you can get a discount ticket for that event just by mentioning that you saw this on our show.
So folks, right there, you just heard it right there.
I will post it underneath in our chat and then on our page, as well as George's follow-up link too. But Andy Andrews, you can reach out to him. He is the lead of Vapor Paranormal VA.
Andy Andrews, one of our Love and Light listeners.
It's going to be, that's cool unlike any other venue that it just has an energy all its own. So if you're interested, you can get a discount ticket just because I told you so.
So, and being of which, I'm gonna do something really quick right now, and Kelly doesn't even know this.
What?
We had somebody really cool.
Surprises.
I know. We just had somebody very cool in the chat who was on the second spin of Ghost Hunters. Were you watching who that was? Who popped in?
I don't know if I saw.
And they have somebody that is their best bud, and he investigates with. So they combined their name and made it Brichelle. Who is that?
Oh, there we go.
So just so you know, in the very near future, it is one of the beautiful, I consider love and light people, with Mr. Brian Murray, and of course Rochelle, who I hold near and dear to my heart. I think they're very sweet people. Me and John have got to break bread with them on several occasions, but they're just downright dear friends of mine. I care and love for those two, and they know that. And in the very near future, we're in works on reaching out to them, of course, with their schedule and everything else, to eventually get them on the show. So in the comments, or you can go on this page if you would like to have Brian and Rochelle on the show. Let us know. Go, oh hell yeah, or Heck yes. Get them on the show. Let us know. Let me tell you, they've got lots of very fun stories to tell because I've got to sit around and hear some. So super cool people as well.
Yeah,
Robin Kell's a big hell yes. Okay, cool. Very cool. Well, I will tell you,
it was so fun.
It's such a fun.
Oh my gosh.
Andy Andrews, heck yes. So these shows we try to make Mondays cool again. If you haven't seen that. We really do.
Try.
And we hope you're enjoying it. And listen, something else too. When me and Kelly have talked about this, if there's a guest that you're like, oh, please, can you get Orca's brother on the show? And can you get some alien juice served with the sprinkled donuts? Let us know so we can start that hard journey of begging and calling and please be on our show. And anyway, but let us know. And then we work very, very, as you know, very hard during the week to try to make that happen. So,
well, and we're back with another fantastic well-known guest in 2 weeks.
2 weeks again.
That's right. That's right. So, everybody, we will wrap up tonight, but we'll see you back here in 2 weeks. Good night.